One of the main topics I want to talk to you about is election integrity. So that's been a big issue, obviously, since 2020. Georgia kind of went from obscurity into the highlight. We've never really been a toss-up state. And then all of a sudden we were this huge attention, everything's gone wrong. And, now we've got to pass legislation to fix the things that we didn't even know were broken at the time. But what's scary is it's HB1, right? HB1 is a scary, scary bill because it brings the federal government down to a state's responsibility, which is something we've seen happening 50, 100 years running now. But I think this one treads on new water. So tell me your thoughts on HB1 and what we do, because I think it's probably DOA now through this election cycle, but I bet we revisit it. And it's something that comes up in 2, 4, 6 years, hopefully while you're serving up in the Capitol.
Yeah. HR1, I've told group after group this, and every time the Democrats get elected, they try to do two things. The first thing is they try to open the border because they think that if they can get illegals across into the United States dependent on government entitlements, they're going to be likely to vote Democrat. And that's about consolidating power. And they do it because they want to effectively monopolize all of our form of government, and they're willing to jeopardize the safety of our local communities, jeopardize and increase sex trafficking, also drug trade, and so that's an issue. The second thing they always do is they try to do fundamental election reform. They did it with HAVA, they did it with the voter motor law under both Obama and Bill Clinton, and now they're trying to do it with HR1. HR1, in my opinion, is unconstitutional right out of the gate. As you just alluded to, there's something called the Elections Clause. The Election Clause is both at the federal level, United States Constitution, and most states have them, which says that the time, manner, and place of elections can only be established at the state level by state legislators from people who are elected by the constituents. What the liberals first tried to do last year was they tried to do, and I know this because I served as lead counsel for the Pennsylvania House all the way before the United States Supreme Court on this very issue, is they tried to use COVID as a pretext to file lawsuits in order to erode away our electoral protections, eliminating signature verification for absentee voting, also allowing for, in my opinion, way too much drop-off uses, allowing for ballot harvesting. At least in Pennsylvania, they tried to do it. Now what they're trying to do is they're actually trying to change that legislatively through HR1. HR1 federalizes elections, which is unconstitutional, federalizes campaign finance. I'm former chairman of Georgia's Transparency and Campaign Finance Commission. That's also unconstitutional. And they're trying to allow for ballot harvesting, allow for max use of drop boxes, eradicate voter identification. So it is a disaster. I believe that it seeks to fundamentally change our form of government. Some people say it's an overstatement. It's not an overstatement. If you actually look at what's in the bill, it would change our form of government, undermine public confidence in elections. But to the Democrats, all that's okay because all they care about is consolidating power, and that's exactly the aim goal of HR1.
Well, and Democrats have had the same plan, it seems, for forever, which is give people something, don't worry about the consequences because they know you can't take it away. It's hard to take it away. So the new thing they got given is they all got to stay home and still vote, or someone came and knocked on their door and took their ballot right in for them. This ballot harvesting, that we're seeing videos come out in Georgia now of guys, leafing out ballots and taking pictures before they're putting in the drop box, which, breaking all kinds of laws, and we don't have great enforcement on any of these laws anyway. So, that's one of the big things I hope we get fixed this legislative session is to add some actual enforcement behind these things. But it's been, if you give them something, then you make the Republicans be the bad guys to come take it away. It's that parenting trick where one parent's the good parent. Yeah, sure, have ice cream. And then the bad parent has to come in like, you can't just eat ice cream all the time.
Yeah.
That's kind of what we've gotten ourselves into with the Democrat-Republican Party. And it's this weird balance where the Democrats do it because they know we'll be the good parent.
Yeah.
And it puts us in this tough parenting mode, but it's necessary because without the strong accountability in these laws, you run into, Venezuela. You run into what we're seeing with Russia now. You run into these insane socialist states that have lost all of their rights and they just wish they could be America. Cuba, right off our waters, their residents wish they had seen it coming and could just stop it before it happened. And they're telling us and they're warning us, and we're not listening.